You've stopped into another episode of Dad Crossing where myself, Nick, and my co-host Sean will have real, honest chats about the highs and lows of dad life. We'll laugh together at the craziness of parenting and the silliness of our kiddos, and we'll support each other through the challenges and tough decisions of fatherhood. Whether you're a seasoned granddad or a dad-to-be, we promise laughs, relatable, and sometimes raw talk, and expert help to tackle the tough issues. Not from Sean and me, but from the amazing guests we'll have on the show. So let's be dads crossing through life together. Sean, today is Slurpee Day. Slurpee Day 2025. I actually don't have a 7-Eleven, but I just found out that Speedways are owned by 7-Eleven, which is like a gas station over here. Yeah, and so it's a fun little Slurpee cup you get. Funny story. Literally, this just happened before we hit the button by the thing. I mean, hit the button to go to record. We don't go live anymore, but to record. My wife called me and said, it's Slurpee Day. And I was like, oh, I didn't really question it. I was like, whatever. There's a day for everything. And so I was like, sure, I'll take a Slurpee. So I got the Caddy Shack Slurpee, which is very good. I recommend it. And then as we were about to go live, I looked down at the date and realized that the date is 7/11. And I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. That's why it's Slurpee Day. I get it. So I'm slow, but there you go. But it was a good Slurpee. So
happy 11th of July.
Yeah, there it is. So, anyways, that's my
look at that. A UK man could understand what you meant by 7-Eleven for the date.
Yeah, well, you've been around.
This is definitely the 11th of the 7th.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah. So it's Slurpee Day, which we were talking about. This you have what do you guys call them?
We call them slushies. Unless you go to the cinema, and then Tango, like the brand from Cola, have made their own version of them, and they're like Tango Ice Blasts, and they're a lot smoother. The ice seems to be a lot smoother. So.
I've had those. Those are better. I like those. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you know Ninja have their own slushie making machine?
No, but I'm already eyeing the Ninja grill, so give me something else I need to have from Ninja. So,
is that? Okay, we're going to go serious.
Let's do
is that
it.
The grill with like the smoker option at the side that can? My dad has that. It's amazing. He got the one with the table and like the Ninja cover that goes over as well, and the side table.
Yeah, I told my wife, I was like, listen, we pay off the car. That's what I'm buying. Just so you know, I'm buying one of those next summer. That's my plan. I want one of those because we have a grill. I wanted a Blackstone and I wanted a pizza oven, but I'm like, man, I don't got room to have all that crap. That's all those things in one deal.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, my dad does. He does like 8-hour ribs and stuff in there and bits and pieces. Like I'm surprised over the last few days he hasn't had it out, but I know he's been working because me and my brother have been at my mom and dad's every day this week with the kids because it has got hotter than anything in the UK at the moment. I mean, it hit nearly 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's 33 degrees Celsius today, and it's due to get warmer again tomorrow.
Oh man!
So yeah, I'm dying because I wear a fluffy jumper all the time, and I weigh 236 pounds, so I am not built for heat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. Again, like we talked about this last week. Like, there's just so many different versions of heat, right? So, like, dry heat's cool. You guys don't have dry heat, though, right? You have, like, humid heat, right? Yeah, that's what Michigan has, too.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that ever watches the video of us can see how shiny I am. It's just, there's... And our houses aren't designed for hot weather. Like, my kitchen currently is 29 degrees Celsius, and I've got no way of cooling it down because it's as hot outside as it is inside. So even when I open the doors, the air doesn't move. So it's just like...
Yeah. That is definitely the difference here. I mean, in Michigan, we have not everybody has AC, but a lot of people do. In fact, coming from a guy who like the whole idea is to build like low income housing. When we started building without AC, and then the community was kind of like, why? why are you doing that? And so we ended up building. We now build with central air just because, and it does make sense because I've gone back to some of those homes we built, and there's like 5 window air conditioners hanging out of it, which means they're paying like probably 3 times what they would pay if we would have just put central air into it. And so it's like, okay, well, at this point, I guess we should just do that. So yeah, most of us.
We have no ventilation in the house for stuff like that because the majority of the time in the UK it's cold, it's wet, it's miserable. It's just like it's almost like Michigan weather, but you kind of have this really nice overlap where it's really dry and cold, and you get all this cool snow, and then it rains and it's a bit miserable, and then it's hot. We kind of have this constant blur of wet and cold and miserable. And then all of a sudden it gets like somebody turns the thermostat up, it goes boiling hot like the Mario levels where the sun's trying to kill you. And then 6 weeks later, it goes back to miserable and wet. So it's just screwed either way.
Yeah. We've had a ton of rain this week. And I mean, it comes in like really big downpours. Well, so like right now it's sunny and beautiful, but like this morning for like 3 hours, it just like came in buckets. And that'll be it. And so it's great.
We haven't had rain. Well, we had a little bit, but we haven't had enough. So the water board for the UK, or for Yorkshire anyway, have announced that we are now under a hosepipe ban.
A what pipe ban?
A hosepipe. We're not allowed to use a hosepipe.
Okay, yeah. That never happens around here. I've never had that happen in where I am, but it happens in other places in the U.S., but has never happened here. By the way, this freaking slushy machine looks amazing.
Yeah, and you can make all different kinds of flavors, like everything. I mean, there's a guy at work that comes in and he's like, "Oh, this weekend just gone. It's been really warm. Yeah, we made like vodka Vimto slushies." It's like I had to put extra sugar in because the Vimto flavor we got was sugar free, so I had to put extra sugar in just so it ice up properly. So.
It's important to note that I have no need for this and really no space for it, but I kind of want it. And that's always my problem with these damn Ninja products. I'm always like, I got no room for this. I really don't entirely need this, but I kind of want it.
Yeah, well, it'd go perfect with a grill because like you could make the slushies in the house and bring them out to people that are eating the meat from the grill.
Man.
And it's like perfect barbecue.
And actually, I mean, it's not as bad. I mean, there are like $500 ones, but there's like this modest version for like $175. Not as bad as I had kind of thought, to be honest. So,
yeah.
So not as bad as my grill, which caps $1,000, but that I hope to have next time.
Wow.
Yeah, that thing is not cheap. So we'll see if that actually comes to fruition next year or not. If I got to choose between that or going to see Mario World, then the grill's gone for another summer. I can tell you that much.
What about have you ever looked at the big green egg?
Yeah, but that only does one thing. I want it to do all these things. That's what draws me to the Ninja. Like I said, is I'm like, we've tossed around the idea of like, well, let's get a pizza oven. The kids love to make pizza, and it's like I don't want to have this freaking oven next to my grill. And then, sometimes Beck's like, so and so has a Blackstone, and they make their eggs or their pancakes out there in the summer. And it was like, yeah, and I don't want a Blackstone next to my grill, next to my pizza oven. Like this is just too much crap out there, And I was like, I saw it on a YouTube video. Good on you, Ninja, for your YouTube ads. And I was like, what? That's everything I want and more.
Well, you have to weigh up then. Like, how much would you spend on a Blackstone, a grill, and a pizza oven? If it's more than see, it economically makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. No, you're not wrong. Like those things would be close. Maybe not entirely. I mean, you certainly could spend that if you got top range for all of it. But no. The price, like, if it does well, all the stuff it says it will do, then the price is totally worth it. That doesn't mean that it's still not a shit ton.
Well, we didn't say that. We just said it economically.
Yeah. So no. But I have not seen the slushy machine. That's cool.
I bought this grill and I look at this really cool slushy maker. The kids are gonna love this, and like you can just hide the price of the grill from the slushy maker.
That's right. Yeah. So, Prime Day special. We got it 20% off. Don't ask what 20% off is.
Yeah, 20% of like $2,000. Whoopsie.
So let's see. Slurpees, grills, hot heat. Wow, we really, man, we've gone the gamut.
We've hit some topics
No
already.
kidding. It's only been 9 minutes. Dang.
know.
Yeah. It's 4th
We
of
can talk
July
about
here,
the
Sean.
curse of the great.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yes. How
we
did
went
that go?
opposite ways.
No, you go first. 4th of July is so much more better than what I was going to say.
Beck and I were talking. If there are 2 days of the year that would be really cool to have you here because they don't coincide with stuff on your side of the pond. It'd be like 4th of July or Thanksgiving. Either one. Like you could yeah.
Both of them rotate around food. I'm there.
yeah. We had a good time. Grilled hot dogs and hamburgers, and had mom makes these. Well, actually, she didn't make beans. She made chili beans because she makes these things called 15 beans or whatever. Anyways, they're really good. And potato salad, which I'm not a potato salad fan, but everybody else in the family is, so that's fine. And then we used to go to shows, like we used to go to fireworks displays and stuff like that. But now, both grandparents, my mom and Becca's parents, like go out and spend a good deal, really. But and we have our own like personal fireworks display. So it's fun. I get to light them off, and everybody watches, and it's a good time. So yeah. But it was a lot of fun, and the river was perfect right now, like absolutely perfect. It wasn't super filthy. Sometimes it'll get the muck will wash up from the bottom, no fun. Other times it's like uber cold. But we have had enough warm nights and days that it was like enough to be refreshing, but not enough to like freeze you out. So
cool.
Yeah.
That's ironic. Cool. But yeah, that sounds good.
Dad joke. So anyways, that's what we did for 4th of July. A lot of fun. And other than that, because I was off for 2 weeks and then the next week was 4th of July and nobody wanted to meet, I have really just been going to meetings for the rest of the week. That's pretty much all I've been doing. Just like
all the adulting.
Yeah. It hasn't been horrible. Like they've been good meetings and that's fine. I like what I do for work, but it's just, I don't like meeting to meeting. And that's what it was. Cause like I got back and I was like, do you want to meet? We got like 3 days. No, it's 4th of July week. Let's just wait until next. And I was like, sure. Like everybody else. So yeah, I have like, I think today was the least. I only had 2 meetings today. So,
Wow.
So yeah.
Depends on how long the meetings go for as well. I'd be okay if like they were like 15-minute meetings, but I can imagine that when you're trying to discuss builds and prices and stuff, kind of.
It depends on if they're productive for me. There's nothing worse to go to a meeting and like, well, that could have been a freaking email. Thanks a lot, pal. Glad I drove here. Like
we've had a few of those.
Yeah. And yes, we have. And so those are what drive me insane the most is when I'm like, why did you just want to hear yourself speak? Because there you go. Yeah. I'm happy for you.
You can always record your own voice and listen to it.
Yeah, exactly. So if it's productive, even if it's, longer than I'd like, I'm good. But if it's not productive or you could have just done it in an email, then I get cranky.
You should get a pin badge that literally says this meeting could have been an email. And like if you start to worry about it, you just kind of like sneak it on so nobody can see.
No. That's the most passive aggressive thing I could ever remember. That's the best.
Yeah. I have one that I wear at work sometimes in the control room, and I know we're having visitors around, and it looks like the Super Nintendo badge, but it actually says shit show team member. And I kind of wear it. I wear it like where the zipper is on the like the half zip jumper that I have to wear when we're in the control room. We've got visitors coming around, and nobody has yet noticed it, but they might now. I've mentioned it. Be like on the lookout if we've got like school kids coming up to the fishbowl as we call it, and kind of just staring out of like. So
you're like the zoo for the kids. They get to or the aquarium maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, they built this like glass shard area where they're allowed to like walk up to, and we have to shut the door. It's just like swipe access, but they can see straight into the control room in all different directions, and like we can kind of we know they're coming in because we get a pre-warning from the visiting team that they're coming in, and so we're all smart and We're not kind of like playing trash can ball or anything like that's ridiculous in the middle of the day. And like they'll come and they're like, you just this row of like this wave of faces just start lining up around all this glass, and you're kind of like looking up over the monitors, and you're like, huh? Everybody, like
You're like a
everybody in the
villager.
control room turns into a prairie dog and goes, huh? And then like hides back underneath the desk and slides down in the chair a bit.
You need like a do not feed sign.
Yeah, we'd probably get told off for that.
Yeah, that's
So
that's fair. Have you ever
somebody
been on the
once,
visiting team? You ever done tours?
I haven't. I would like to because
I think you'd be good at
I'd
it.
like to. Yeah, I've always said I'd like to volunteer in terms of going into schools and stuff for like career days and explain what we do and things like that. But you know, similarly, I also struggle to hold my tongue when it comes to saying words I shouldn't say or things I shouldn't say. So
Sit down, you little brat, and
so-
listen. I mean,
I wouldn't say that. I just start telling stories I shouldn't tell.
Oh, that
come
too.
and work
Okay,
here. It's awesome. We like, last night we just sat around and I played the Switch and we ate pizza and it was a really good night. It's like a sleepover with people you don't know.
Like the kids, all the kids go home and they're like, "I want to work at the power station, Mom." I'm like, "Wow, Sean did good."
Yeah. To be honest, that's how I started. I did my work experience at the power station I used to work at, and I went there for 2 weeks, and I realized how much fun it was to be in the workshop and basically microwaved ham and cheese sandwiches every day for lunch, and stuck people's cups to ceilings. It was just brilliant. I was like, "This is awesome." They all drive really nice cars, and all they've done all day is fix stuff and think about. This is awesome. So yeah, made a career out of that.
Yeah, yeah. Sean sends me cool training videos while we speak of his work too. Like that video you sent was that was legit, man. I was like, "What is?" I was like, "I have no idea what's happening here, but it looks dangerous."
Did I send you the old one that was in 2019? Did I send you the new one as well?
You just sent me one, and it was a lot of fire with water and stuff
everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that was this year's. I did it once in 2019 as well.
Okay.
Where when we did it at that time, we went in as a team of 5, 2 branches of 70mm hose, and then 2 people on each branch, because when you're trying to hold 70mm hose, when it's got 10 bar going through it, it's like carrying a steel pipe. It's very heavy and can throw you around.
Yeah, I've seen those firefighter videos where they have like just general population holding the hose, and all of a sudden they turn it on and they're like,
yeah, you have to be prepared. It's not like a garden hose. It comes out.
I can only imagine.
I guess something like 250 liters a minute. So when we rock up with the pump, that's 1,000-liter tank. It literally lasts 5 minutes. If somebody hasn't hooked up to a hydrant and is filling the tank at the same time as what's taking out, we have 5 minutes worth of water. That's it.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy amount of water.
But yeah, so what we were doing is in the video that I sent you, it was it's called the split flange drill. So it's kind of like some pipes that come out of the floor and they come to a bolted flange, and it's kind of to simulate that the flanges give way and whatever medium was in the pipe was flammable, and the only way to shut it off is to get to the shut off valve, which is kind of in the path of the flame. So we were kind of training how to protect ourselves enough as a team of 2 to get up to the valve to shut the valve off, sort of thing. So
gotcha.
It was quite successful. We had one team of 2 that had to go 3 times just to get it right, because self-preservation comes in with that kind of thing where it's not fake fire, it's very real fire, to the point where somebody set fire to the tunic while they were doing it, so that's now been condemned. But it's propane that's coming at you that is lit, so it goes from like a nice summer day. Like we took a photo at the end, and one of the team members was like, he had the button to set it off while the trainer was taking a picture. He was like, "I'll tell you when to set the fire going. Just hold your finger down on this button, and it'll keep the fire going. And once we've done, you can let go." And he was like, oh, a bit further back. You're safe. You're right. Go a bit further back. He's like, right, okay, light it. And as he lit, like it stood there as my back was to it, he lit it, and all the skin on the back of my head kind of like went tight and dry because it was that warm straight away. And I was like, you can see it in the photo. I'll send you the photos. But you can see it on my face. I kind of go from like smiling to really quick. So, but yeah, it's good. It was good. It was one of the. I actually emailed the message the trainer because he's an ex-service firefighter that my dad used to work with. When my dad was a firefighter, I kind of messaged him and I was like, "Oh, thanks for today. The training was really good." And like all the guys on the team that we were training with all said the same. Said it's the best training day they've had for a long time. So
nice.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah.
Good fun.
Good to get good feedback too.
Yeah.
Or to be able to give good feedback to them. So yeah.
Yeah. And then the rest of my time has been spent with the curse of the green car. So I
Regale
haven't
me
told
in
you
this
the full
tale.
story, have I?
No, I have no idea this
So-
tale. Give it to me.
Yeah. So there was a fault with the green car a while back, which is one of the reasons why I ended up with the EV, because it was just too uneconomical to fix it. It was, the car wasn't worth the amount to spend on it. So I was like, I'll keep hold of it until the EV comes and I'm happy with that. And then I'll just kind of chop it into. We have a company over here called We Buy Any Car. I'm pretty sure you have something similar.
Yeah.
Get an online valuation, take the car to them, and it's
Mhm.
like wave it away. So I got an online valuation of 1,900, and I was like, cool, right, awesome. Booked in a time for it to go, and you pull up to this forecourt, and a guy comes out, kind of kicks the tires, walks around, takes the mileage, that kind of thing. And he comes out and he's like, oh, it's a really nice looking car. I was like, yeah, I'm getting rid because I've got an EV. It did have a problem with it. That problem has no longer rearing its head. Seems to have gone away. Drives absolutely fine. I've just been driving it for half an hour, kind of giving it one last farewell. He's like, right, okay, cool. Went round like a couple of cosmetic marks, and he marked it down, took it to 1,500. I was like, yeah, I was expecting that. And then he sits in the car and he starts it up again. And as he's taking like the final mileage reading kind of thing, 3 fault lights ping up. Ping. It's like, he goes, oh, there's some fault lights have just come up. And I like looked over his shoulder and I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, it's just these ones here. And I was like, gotta be kidding me. It's like, I can't even get rid of the thing. So the faults that came up were the ABS sensor fault, the traction control system fault, and the flat tire warning light, which all come from the same sensor. So I knew instantly that it was either going to be a wiring problem on the sensor or a new sensor altogether. So I was like, all right, okay, because I'm going to have to mark these down on evaluation. I was like, fine, we'll see what it does to the price, because it can't be much, because an ABS sensor isn't that expensive. It's like you can spend anywhere like up to £40 for an ABS sensor, and it's 2 minutes to change it. It's one Allen cap screw and pull a plug out, swap it, put it back in. Fine. He was like, yeah, okay. So I've come back with a price of £380.
Oh my gosh!
And I like looked at him and I was like, what? He goes, yeah. Because they don't know how serious that each one of those fault codes is. They don't know what's causing it. They kind of mark it down by nearly like 400 each light.
I mean, that's basically just scrap over here. That's basically like if you just take the car. And,
my exact words to him were, I can get more for it in scrap.
Yeah.
In scrap metal alone, I can get more for it. But if I took it to a scrap man would give me more for it, because he'd never be able to fix it and sell it for more anyway. He was like, oh, all right, well, yeah. He says, well, that's your option, or you can leave it with us today, but we need to take £40 admin out of this as well. So realistically, the price you're looking at is about £300. And I was like,
it just keeps going lower.
I was like,
lower.
So I was like, give me the keys. I'm going. So I literally went from there. I rang my dad. I was like, I'm on my way to yours. I need to borrow your OBD computer. So my dad's got this computer you can plug in and kind of like read all the fault codes and stuff, so you know exactly what it is. So stick it in and I'm reading. It's like, yep, rear left ABS sensor. Cool, right. How much is it for one of those? And my dad was like, I don't know, just ring this company called Ask in Kippax, which is like 20 minutes away. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll do that. Rang them up. It's like, yeah, I need a rear left ABS sensor for this car. And they were like, oh, yeah. Give them the registration. They're like, yeah, we can get one by 1 o'clock today. It'll be £17. I was like,
Yeah.
brilliant. I'll come and get it. So got it, plugged it in, like took the old one out, which took longer to take the old one out than it did to drive to Kippax and back, because it was like, obviously it was the original ABS sensor, so I like kind of had to pry it out a little bit. New one went in straight away, absolutely fine. Cleared the faults, drove the car was fine. Brilliant. So I rang We Buy Any Car and was like, I've fixed the fault. I've got receipt for the part, and I've printed off like the before and after of the fault codes to prove that they're all clear.
Nice.
Proof of that I have repaired the issue. Oh yeah, that's fine. You'll have to go through the online valuation form again and book a time. I was like, yep, okay, I'll do that. Put all the details in. My phone had already pre-saved them, which is fantastic. Thanks, Apple, for that.
Yeah.
Pre-saved them, put it all in. Your online valuation is £100.
What? I thought it just keeps getting lower. You're gonna owe money to try to get rid of this thing before you know it.
I can't give it away for money. I can't. Somebody would, that kind of thing. So I get really, really mad at this point, and I'm like, okay, that was my We Buy Any Car was my Hail Mary, because I didn't want to sell it on with a fault looming.
Yeah.
Because people over here, you get like a grace period where they can come back at you and be like, well, you just sold a car.
No, I hear you.
So the term of sold a scene doesn't really land anymore. I was like, I don't know what to. So now I'm having to slowly fix it in bits. So I've already fixed the ABS problem. The wheel that had a big chunk missing out of it, which it was like that when I bought it, but is the only one that holds a decent tire pressure, weirdly. I took that off the car. I took that to a company called Raw Wheels. So if you're in the York area and you want some wheels refurbing, go to them. Fantastic price they offered me. £100 to refurb the wheel. So that's the welding, the refurb price, and a little bit of straightening as well, because the wheel's slightly buckled from where it hit the curb, I reckon, from the previous owner. So I'll get that back soon. Stick that on. That's one cosmetic thing down. I've got the paint code for the car, so any like touch-ups I can do, I can go around and touch up any like rust spots and stuff, rub it back. And so basically it's now become a small project car, to the point where I'm going to get it so it's running, there's no faults, the air conditioning works, it looks really nice, because it does. From the outside, the car is absolutely pristine. There's only like a few little spots in the door sills that I need to sort out. And then I'm going to have to sell it privately. So
because it faulted the one
time,
time, they won't. No, they'll no longer. That is the dumbest. I'm sorry. That's
it's like they
stink. You were like,
it was like
inches from the finish line.
Yeah. So it's currently sat at my mum and dad's. My dad has this really cool scissor ramp in his behind his gate. So it's currently sat on there with 3 wheels, about 6 inches off the floor.
Oh man, that's
collecting leaves and bird crap.
Leaves and bird crap. Oh man, that stinks, and I can't believe they won't just take your verification that it's fixed. I guess they're worried you're gonna you somehow just cut the sensor or something, so that.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Is they've probably had it a lot with people that have gone away, because you can code out the ABS sensors, which would clear the faults, but obviously it still has the fault, which then becomes a safety issue with the car. And somebody tries to brake in an emergency, the wheels would just lock up, rather than do the juddering that you get through the pad, the pedal sort of thing, and slowing you down safely. So I can understand. It doesn't make it any better. It's just a bitter pill to swallow. So.
Yeah, that stinks. Well, I tell you, the green car just lives on. So you're doing a little bit more of the projects, and then you're gonna try to sell it privately, eh?
Yeah, what I'll do is I've got once the wheel's back and I've touched the paint up, I've got a piece of trim that I need to replace, which is actually becoming quite difficult to source. But there's a scrapyard company in York as well called You Pull It. You pay a £2 admin fee, walk in, find the car, take what you need off it, pay for the parts. So tomorrow I'm going to go around to my mum and dad's, get the car up in the air and take a picture of all the air conditioning pipe work. So then when I go to You Pull It, I can look at the car and be like, oh yeah, I'm missing this pipe and this pipe and this pipe. So I'll just take the pipes and be like, can I pay for these? Thanks very much, see you later. So,
Yeah, yeah. We have
Fun.
a handful of those around here too, where you take the part off yourself and then take it up. So interesting. Well, that's fun, Sean. I'm sorry that you have to go through that.
Yeah, I'm just lucky. It's not so much a rush now where I don't need the car. I can kind of leave it, and my dad's happy for it to be there because he's just sold his camper van that he kind of kept in the area where the ramp is. So he's like, just leave it here for as long as it starts, and I can take it off the ramp if I need to do anything else because he delivers prescription medication for people in a works van. So sometimes he has to do some maintenance on that as well, sort of thing. So it's like as long as I can get it off and on the ramp, it's fine. So
cool.
Yeah.
Nice to have parents that can help you out.
Yes, massively. And he's worked on cars for a lot of years, so he kind of sits there and supervises me and kind of says like, "Oh, you need to get to that. You need to go up here and put your hand in here, and you'll feel this thing." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah." So.
cuts the YouTube step out, which is really nice.
Yeah. Or he spends his time because like he's either driving in a virtual reality world and racing people, or he's delivering prescription medication, or he's watching YouTube. So it becomes this fountain of knowledge. So.
Yeah, he is the YouTube. I like it. Yeah. So my kids this week have been going to theater camp all week long.
Ooh.
So there's an auditorium here.
Oh no, they haven't.
Called the.
Sorry,
I don't get it. Why do I not understand?
Do you not have that kind of theater over here where you go to like watch a play and everybody starts shouting back at the actors when they go, "I can't see where they are. It's behind you," and "Oh no, it's." Do you not get all that? Oh wow!
If we do. Oh crap! One of my panels fell. Sorry, that was total squirrel mode. I was looking in the camera. I'm like, oh, look at that. One of them fell. Anyways, if we do, I have never been, so I can say that.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, British theatre is like it's an audience-led like experience. So, yeah. So anybody from the UK that listens to this will completely understand my off comment there. Anybody from America, I apologize. Go to YouTube, watch British theatre comedy.
I mean, that sounds fun. It almost sounds like a version of what we would have like a comedy club. But I don't know. Second City in Chicago. I've gone a couple times. They have fun comedy routines. But no, theater normally you just sit and watch, or at least that's what the ones I've gone to. I don't go to a lot of theater, I'm not gonna lie. So they've been going to this theater camp, and so today in a couple hours they're gonna put on a play. So I'm actually very, very interested to see. This is great, Sean. Noah got a speaking part. He has quite a few lines. The guy he's playing, it's called Rocky something. The I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. I'll know after tonight. The guy that he got cast as, his name is Nick. It's the funniest thing.
He's playing you.
Yeah, he's playing me. Though as my son said, he was like, "No, it's not you, Dad, because I have to wear a suit." And I'm like, "That's true. I would not wear a suit." So kudos. Rex back to lay on you.
Yeah, it's too warm for this dog. It's like having a hot water bottle laid against you. But he wants to go out. It's been that warm that like the floor's too warm for his paws, and because he charges around everywhere, it's just too warm for him to go out. So I'm kind of waiting for the sun to go out. So after we finish recording tonight, that's when I will take him. So
yeah,
because I'm a responsible pet owner.
We had a when we were out on our vacation, we were at Horseshoe Bend, and they had this dog, and he was panting a lot, and the guy was like, they got in a little skirmish because the guy's like, "You need to have shoes for your dog," and she's like, "I've lived out here for 3 years," and he's like, "Well, your dog is obviously really hot. It's like panting a lot, and it's because its feet are probably burning on the rock," and she's like, "Rah, rah, rah," and then they started to like go at it, and I just walked away. I was like, I don't want to be in fist throwing range with these two.
My explanation that would be is put your bare hand on the concrete. If it hurts, that's what it's doing to your dog.
Yeah, that's fair. And I bet it would have hurt. It was like 110 straight sun. I mean, I bet it would have hurt. I mean, like if I would have had to like take my shoes off and walk on it, I'm sure it, yeah. I mean,
hot.
yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to do it. So you're probably not wrong, or he's probably not wrong. So yeah, but let's see. Anything else, Sean, for you this week?
No, I've got a pretty hard week coming up next week. It's bad week plus 2 extra night shifts. So the only day I forget is Thursday, which is when we will be recording for the last time before you go to Arizona. Again.
I've never been to Arizona in my life until this summer.
I know you're
and I'm going twice. Yeah.
Lucky son of a gun. But then like the next time we talk after that, my kids will be on the school holidays. So
wow, it is a lot later than I thought. I didn't realize they weren't on holidays yet.
Yeah, Lindsay finishes on July 18th, and everybody else finishes on July 23rd, I believe. So,
yeah, wow. Yeah. And then they're off until when?
September, the first week in September. So I think they go back on the first Tuesday in September.
Okay. All right. So they basically get like half the time that like we do, basically. That
So yeah,
US
2nd of September they go back.
Okay.
Still like 6 weeks. They get 6 or 7 week holiday period. So
yeah, actually it's a longer because I usually think of us going back in September, but we don't go back in September anymore. Now we're the second week in August now that kids go back. They're pushing it forward a little bit more. So it seems like yeah, I'm trying to think. I will be podcasting. I know we said I'm taking my laptop this time because this isn't really like a family vacation. I don't know if I mentioned this on the last podcast, but anyways, my wife is on conference and she was allowed to drag me along, and I was like, sure, I'd love to. All I had to do was pay for a plane ticket, and the hotel was free. And because we already spent a bunch of money going out Southwest with the kids, I really don't plan to do anything that costs money. I'm just gonna hang out in the hotel, take my Switch 2 and my laptop and my phone, and I'm still going to do work while I sit up on the rooftop pool. And when I'm not doing work, I'm going to be playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. And then when I get too hot, I'm going to go into the infinity pool, hop in, and come back out and do it all over again. That's my plan. That's my plan for the entire week.
Rinse and repeat.
That's right, exactly. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, man. Sounds yeah. So
cool. Well, thanks everybody for listening to today's everyday life episode. The dad life episode will drop on Wednesday, and we are going to be talking about like how the difference between our understanding of gaming and a partner's understanding of gaming, and how it affects allowing your kids to play different games. Because some spouses do and don't agree with video games and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about that because, the Switch 2's release, we've got loads of different games coming out, and there's obviously things like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Fall Guys, stuff like that some kids do and don't play. So we're going to try and cover that and navigate that minefield. So until then, we shall see you later.
See you later, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to Dad Crossing. We're here to remind you that this podcast is made by dads for dads. It's a place where all of us can come together, share a laugh, and tackle the wild ride that is fatherhood. If you want to keep the conversation going or just need a safe space to chat or ask for help, you are always welcome to reach out. You can find me, Sean, at Sean_Abbott, and you can find my good friend Nick at Nick10Do. And of course, give our social media platforms a good look over, because that is where we share all the updates, all the laughs, and all the things dad life. That is, everything is at Dad Crossing. For anything more, feel free to drop us a message at team@dadcrossing.com. And until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and remember, you're never alone on this journey. We'll see you in the next episode of Dad Crossing.